Good morning, good morning, good morning. And yes, it is only Wednesday. But as I told you, I was going to do Tuesday, Wednesday this week because I'll be heading out of town on Thursday. So I am Phil Brilliant. This is Simply Brilliant for Wednesday morning, February 13th, February 18th. You didn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or you didn't wake up, missed an entire day. It is Wednesday. It is February 18th. Happy birthday goes out there to Dave Kornblum, a lifelong friend and current resident of the state of Florida, but a former Franklin High School graduate and resident. So big birthday out to him. And tomorrow's his brother's birthday, back to back. You can do the math. Something was going on in that house. I guess what is that, July, something like that. Anyway, but this morning, I'm really working hard to make sure I can narrow these down into a quicker scope and quicker time frame because more and more people will watch if I do that. So wanted to throw out two topics for you today. First, and I'm going to say it also at the end, a reminder, very important. So people don't think it's important, but it is important. This Saturday between 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Are the fire commissioner elections in Toms River. They're actually throughout the entire state of New Jersey. Shout out to my friend Pat Shamala, who is running for fire commissioner in Franklin Township, Somerset County. But here in Toms River, why is it important? So there are some elections for some commissioners, but in all four districts, the budgets are up for election. And we, as residents of Toms River, as voters of Toms River, need to get out there and vote yes. Vote yes. Our firemen and women here in Toms River are volunteers. They're still volunteers, but their budgets maintain and manage their firehouse, their fire equipment, their ability to save people's lives in Toms River. And without that budget getting approved, it goes to town council, who gets the opportunity to trim it, to amend it, to approve it as submitted. But in this chaotic world that we live in Toms River, I will tell you, we cannot send anything of this importance to council and the mayor to handle. We, the people, need to handle it ourselves. This is going to sound crazy. 74,000 registered voters in Toms River. And if 5,000 people vote, that will be remarkable. Last year, there was an election which was decided by one vote. It actually went to a second election because the courts decided it. I think there were like 1,600 votes. It was ridiculous. This is important. We're talking about millions of dollars in budgeted funds to our firefighters in Toms River. If I pick the phone up, if I have a fire, I want to make sure someone's coming. I want to make sure their equipment's working. I want to make sure they can hook up to the hydrant. I want to make sure they know what the hell they're doing. Training, facilities, equipment, and yes, it does also pay salaries for those commissioners who are on the top who manage the organizations. I got no problem with that as long as they do it right. And I think we finally have made a good move here in Toms River to get the right people in the right places. Saturday, get out and vote for the budgets for all four districts. If you don't know what district you're in or you don't know where you should go vote, you can call town hall. You can go to Facebook because all of them are currently advertising. You can call the Ocean County Clerk's office. Because I know, like, I vote at the Silverton Firehouse. That would be where I would go vote on Saturday. There's also voting at the Pleasant Plains Firehouse on Clayton Avenue. I think there's voting in two other spots too. I don't have it in front of me right now. Get out and vote. It's important, and vote in favor of the budgets because we need that. And that is how people's lives are saved here in Toms River. And you have the power to do that. Second thing I want to talk about is so there was a post on Facebook yesterday which got a little bit of traffic, though it was really not. I mean, I'm looking at the post right now. Realistically, it has 2 comments and a half a dozen likes. Not a big one. But it's in a bigger explanation, which I'm going to narrow down into a shorter period of time. So Tom's River GOP, which is the recognized organization of the Republican organization here in Tom's River for Ocean County, recognized by the Ocean County organization, the Ocean County GOP, is also known as the Tom's River Regular Republican Club. Transparency, I belong to the other club. I belong to the Republicans for Tom's River, which represents 4 of the current council members in Tom's River: Council President Sikosi, Council Vice President Nivison, Councilman Clinton Bradley, and Councilman Robert Bianchini. The other 3, Aber, O'Toole, and Coleman, I do not believe have an organization. They don't have a club because Daniel Rodrick doesn't belong to either organization anymore. But the president, Carmen Memoli, longtime Tom's River resident. People have went to gone to high school, talk about him, a great local accountant. Put a post up there, and I'm going to read the post word for word. It says, as a new president of the Tom's River Regular Republican Club, one of my goals is to unify both the Tom's River Republican clubs, 2 of them. We may not be one club now, but there is no reason why we cannot be civil and work collectively on solving the issues affecting our party and our town. I invite all Tom's River Republicans to come to our next meeting, March 4th at B2 Bistro at 6 p.m., Carmen Memoli. So very simple post that did get some traction. And why did it get traction? Because there are fractures in the fracture in the Republican club, easy for me to say, of the Republicans here in Tom's River divide. Okay. You're really divided into 3. You have those who belong to that organization, those who belong to Republicans of Tom's River, and then those who follow Daniel Rodrick. 3 distinct different ones. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to make 2 points here right now. One is the true and real Republicans of Tom's River need to come together, because that is the only way you are going to defeat Daniel Rodrick. And Daniel Rodrick cannot have a second term as mayor. We did not succeed on the petition. We had a great deal of success with almost 17,000 signatures. But had we even gotten the number of signatures we needed, we then would have had a special election, and we would have had to get out at least those 17,000 people to vote in February or March or April, a special election. I just said to you, for the fire commissioner election this Saturday, we'll be lucky if we get 5,000 people. How many people will we get on a special election in the winter months? It would have been very difficult. But 2027 brings a primary season and then a general election for mayor and 3 at-large seats here in Tom's River. Why am I talking about this a year early? Because this June, we will vote for committee members in Ocean County and in Tom's River, and actually throughout the entire state of New Jersey. And I don't think this is something people really understand the importance of this, and more important today than ever. I'm going to tell you why. So this is, if you ever look at ballot you get in the primary election on off years, I'll call them off gubernatorial years. So it's like, this is 2026. You'll see in 2028, 2020, 2030. You saw it in 2024. You'll see 2 names on the bottom of the ballot, and you're like, wow, those are my neighbors. I know them. Oh, what are they running for? They're running for committee. And it's actually the county committee they're running for. There's 2 spots Republican and 2 spots Democrat, and they fill these positions in the county organization for their party. They're the ones who vote for the county chairman. So the Democratic county chairman in Ocean County is Wyatt Earp. The Republican chairman in Ocean County is George Gilmore. So these people come together and vote for who should be the county chair. It's not you, me, and the average person voting for those people. And it's the county chair, the county vice chair, the county treasurer, and the county secretary. Why is this important? Because those are people who they fill vacancies in the county commissioner. They fill vacancies in the county clerk if those are needed. They facilitate fundraising. They hold the purses countywide. And these people, two per district in each municipality. And Tom's River has, I believe, 63 districts. That's 100. Yeah, I think that's it, 63. So if you do times two, that's 126 if I did my math right. 128. See, I was testing you, right? Let's pull the calculator up, but I think I'm right with that number. It's early in the morning, so I don't always do good. It's 126, as I said. I did that right the first time. So this is important. And so over the next couple weeks and months, the municipalities will work to fill those positions on this, fill petitions to get people's names on the ballot for June. And it's on the ballot for the June primary. And we're going to break it down by municipality because in my world, I think the municipal committee is just as important, if not more important, than the county committee. Why? They're the ones who recommend candidates for mayor and council. They're the ones who decide how the organization works and who they back in elections. They interview candidates to be on the ballot. They coordinate local candidates, campaigns, fundraisers, and this is the most important. In the event in Tom's River, a council person cannot fulfill their obligations and they need to be replaced, the municipal committee is the one who replaces them. We saw this in January of 2024. If you remember, Daniel Rodrick was a councilman in 2023. He ran for election. He became mayor. He was elected on January 1st. He was sworn in as mayor and gave up his council seat in Ward 2. The committee came together and basically presented three names for the 126 people or those in attendance to vote, and they voted and they came out of there with George Loebman. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a committee person. I was not in the room. But at that time in January of 2024, nobody knew what Daniel Rodrick would be. And so choosing George Loebman, somebody who was friendly to Daniel Rodrick, appeared to be the right idea. That backfired because we saw Loebman vote with the puppets of Daniel Rodrick and cut the police force, close the animal shelter, back Dan Rodrick 1 and 2 and 3 steps along the way. And we've seen where we are 2 years later. What's going to happen on this council now between now and the next council turnover, which is really December 31st of 2027? Don't know. I don't know anybody's story. I don't know anything. I don't have any inside scoops, but you always need to be prepared that your allies are lined up to help you get elected or get appointed. Why do I bring this up? Couple reasons. One, I talked about this very simple post that was put out there to bring together the Republican organizations. As much as I believe that is 100% necessary, I don't always see it happen. I'll give you an example. The Republicans at Tom's River are running a fundraiser on Tuesday night. It's their Reagan fundraiser. It is at Aqua Blue on Tuesday, the 24th. And Christine Hanlon is the statewide GOP chairperson. She's the guest of honor. She's not, again, I don't know for a fact. I won't say it. She's out of Monmouth County. She's the clerk in Monmouth County. And, not going to make any comments relative to whether she and George Gilmore get along. But George Gilmore is part of the Toms River GOP. I said Carmen Memley is the president. After the Republicans at Toms River came out with their party, with their fundraiser, Toms River GOP came out with their Lincoln Night, the same time, different location. Okay. If you're going to bring people together, that is a simple thing to avoid is a conflict. And I can tell you, because I've been told, because I questioned, we secured our date, the Republicans at Toms River, invites went out to people at the county GOP. And so this is kind of a little bit of a slap in the face to do that. It makes it hard to believe that we want to bring everybody together. But I'm going to close with, we have to bring them together. Because I know and we know that Daniel Rodrick will do whatever he can do in Toms River to regain the council and to keep control. He even still thinks he's going to be governor of New Jersey. Never going to happen. So surmise all that. Over the next few weeks, I hope that the Republicans of Toms River, who represent these two clubs, come together with one slate, no opposing people, for the 126 seats up in the Toms River Township Committee. And why do I think they need to do that? Because they need to align together against Daniel Rodrick. And I know Daniel Rodrick is working behind the scenes to put his own candidates up. He'll put them on a line that says Rodrick's Republicans, or, what did he say last time? I can't think of what his tagline was last time, but it'll come back to me. And people will see their neighbors' names and they'll vote for them because they won't know what they're really voting for. But this Toms River Municipal Committee, which is part of the Ocean County Committee, is vital to the success of the future of Toms River. If you're interested in running, petitions should be available shortly at the Toms River Town Hall. You can always reach out to your party because there's positions open in both the Democrat and the Republican. There's 126 in each to fill. And you get a say, a simple say in candidates who run, in replacement candidates, and how the organization is handled in our community of Toms River. I'm hoping that District 46 will support me. I ran 2 years ago. I did not win. But we were a very divided party back then. And as much as we might still be divided today, we're together against the fact that Daniel Rodrick is bad for Toms River. Daniel Rodrick cannot win re-election in 2027. And quite honestly, the more power we strip from Daniel Rodrick, the better Toms River is. I know I sound like a broken record, but look at the numbers and look at where we are as a community. And we are not better. That's the question they always ask. Are you better today than you were yesterday? Has Daniel Rodrick made your life better? You want to tell me your taxes haven't gone up? I'm going to tell you haven't realized what you're paying for. You're going to tell me your garbage got picked up? I'm going to say for how much longer? Because those DPW employees have no contracts. I'm going to tell you, if you call 911, you will wait for that response. Not because we do not have the best police officers here in Toms River, but because they are understaffed and their schedule does not support a town of 100,000 people. Thank you for watching me again on Simply Brilliant. I hope I made sense. And if not, let me know. I'm Phil Brilliant. Have a great day, and I will see you on Tuesday, February 24th, when I return.